You mentioned you'd be interested in talking about why you get up at 4 a.m. every morning.
Yeah.
And because 4 a.m. is bloody early.
It is. And I do have young children, so they can be up at all sorts of hours. But the reason I got in the habit of waking up early was everyone's read 100 articles that say successful people wake up early.
Yeah.
Let's see the habits of these people, see what they do early in the morning. And so it was November, about 18 months ago, I decided to give it a go for a month. I said, let's try for 1 whole month to get up throughout the workday, get up every morning, start my day, and see if there's any benefit or not. So I was going in very unbiased. If it worked, it worked. If it didn't, it didn't. But I thought, let's give it a go and see how it happens. The month finished and I was happy. Things were going well. Business was going well. My health was better. I felt like I had a lot more time, so I just continued on with that. So what it essentially is doing at the moment is allowing me to get up and get on top of the day. With the team getting bigger now and a young family, I've got some hours to myself with the phone not ringing, emails not firing off, and I can really delve into those big picture scenarios. So whether that's a client's complex lending scenario, whether that's something marketing based for the business, I can really delve into something a little bit deeper when my mind's kind of focused and switched on. There's no distractions. The kids can then wake up about 2 hours later, spend some quality time with them, hang out with them, and then head to the gym and still be in the office by 9 o'clock ready to go. There
you go. Because I've started getting up at 6 a.m. and some morning is tough, and 4 is even earlier. Do you does it get easier?
It does.
Do you get used to it?
Yeah, it was only about 4 or 5 days, I think. But just for your body to get used to that new time, after you start getting to bed on time, getting to bed early, making sure you still get your sleep, once you got into those habits, it was just, you're still sleeping the same amount. You just, instead of doing an hour and a half of Netflix at night, you're doing an hour and a half of work in the morning. So it's just taking unproductive hours and turning them into productive ones.
Yeah, nice. And that's interesting you say that. Because I find in the morning, I think someone said that's when you're most productive, even if you've got the same amount of distractions, but in the morning you don't, which is beautiful. But they say that's often a lot of people are most productive in the morning. That's when you can get more done. Even for anyone who's listening to this who don't have kids and don't have a business and stuff, even for study, I personally, I can't understand how people study until like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. I'd rather just go to sleep at 11 o'clock and wake up earlier and nut it out then when I'm fresh.
Yeah, again, for me, my message is to have a go, have a try, see if it works for you. That's all I did. Is I went in and read the research and the studies and thought, well, let's try it, see how I feel after a month. And the results last year, we had our best year as from a business perspective, from a health perspective. I'm healthier and fitter than I've been for years, and still able to fit in all that gym and fitness around family, around business. So. I encourage people to give it a go. Yeah,
great. And it's the other thing I think is just discipline. It creates really good discipline because you and I, we both have our own business, which means, if I want to sleep in, I can sleep in. There's not really any direct consequence. I don't have a boss who's going to be on my ass. I don't have to be in the office by 9 o'clock or by 8 o'clock. And so that's where I find that's where the difficulty comes in. Like a tradie or someone who has to be at work at this time, that's almost accountability. But if you're in high school or uni, what's the point of getting up at 6?
Yeah, I think so. I got it from a guy called Jocko. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Jocko Willink. He's Navy SEAL.
So that was kind of the final message I heard that made me decide to have a go at it. And I guess what he describes is the fact that by getting up early, it means you can have a few good wins before 9 o'clock. So if before 9 o'clock my emails are clear, my team's set up with all their daily tasks, I've had a chance to spend some quality time with the kids, and I've got gym in it, and now it's 9 o'clock when most people are just having their first coffee, you feel so accomplished.
And you can't compete with that.
Yeah.
If you're getting in by 9, doing none of that in the morning, you're waking up at 8, getting in by 9, how can you compete with someone who's just done all this by 9 o'clock?
And it means I don't have to work the weekends that some other business owners are working. I don't work Saturday. I don't work Sunday. I save that time for my family. But by doing the 2 extra hours every morning, I'm fitting in an extra day each week.
Yeah.
And still getting the quality family time and not having to go to the office on a Saturday feeling guilty because my family's at home having family time.
Yeah.
I'm able to get rid of that guilt and just have productive hours in the morning.
Yeah, so it's just prioritizing really and finding time. Like everyone has time. We all have the same amount of time in a day.
But we don't say that, do we?
No.
If someone asks you, how are you? What do you say? You say, I'm busy.
Yeah,
Busy. Like, I'm so busy. And then you ask them what they're doing and what Netflix series they're watching. And they're hammering out one in 2 days. So,
yeah.
So are they busy or are they just choosing where they use their time?
Exactly. And there's nothing wrong with choosing Netflix if that's what you want to do. But don't complain about your time if you're going to be watching Netflix or playing PlayStation or doing that all night. That's why I don't think I could work harder, but I don't want to. But I'm not going to complain about not having enough time. The second I do, I catch myself complaining about not having enough time. I'm like, okay, what have I just done in the past week? And if you took it up, I've probably done, just check my bloody Apple phone analytics. I've probably killed, an hour a day on there at least. That's a big one.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's all perspective too. Like I always like to look at someone in a similar position to me, and it's not hard to find, world leaders or other major business owners who have families, who have bigger businesses than you, that work a lot harder than you. And they're not complaining about how busy they are. That's exactly what
I do.
So I try. Relative.
I don't compare myself to the people around me. I compare myself to those sort of people. Like I just finished reading Elon Musk's book, and that'll make you feel bloody inadequate about how hard you're working. He's got 5 kids, and he's running 2 huge companies, and like the hours he's putting in are just ridiculous. And it's like that's who I try to compare. I don't want to work that many hours. I don't plan to, but if that's like a benchmark. It's like, stop comparing yourself to if you've got some drop-kicked friends or something. It's like, oh, they're playing PlayStation. I'll just play PlayStation. Once again, there's nothing wrong with that. I play PlayStation. Just don't complain about your time. It's just prioritizing it.
Correct, yeah.